Did you know that Hungary was once ruled by the Ottomans? You can actually feel that history even today if you visit one of the most culturally rich towns in the country, Pécs. Pécs is about 2.5 hours from Budapest. You can take the IC train from Budapest Kelenfold and reach the city pretty easily. An interesting thing about the city is that most of the streets here actually have the same name that as of Budapest. Once you get down at the station, it's around 25 to 30 minutes walk slightly uphill to the main square or the city center. This is the main square of Pécs called Széchenyi Square. Right in the middle, you will find the Holy Trinity statue and also a statue of Hannos Hyundai. Main square comprises of most famous landmarks like the City Hall, Baranya County Hall, and the famous Mosque of Pasha Ghazi Qasim. This is the Mosque of Pasha Qasim or downtown Candlemas Church of Blessed Virgin Mary. It has a very intriguing history. The ticket price to enter was 3200 forint. As I went in, it felt a little eerie, maybe because I was walking alone. You will see memorials of bishops and popes and also some common people along the entrance, and there is also a video room that explains the entire history of the place. So the history goes like this. This was initially a Gothic church, and then when the Ottomans took over in the 16th century, they converted it into a mosque. Later, in the 18th century, when Hungary got the land back, it was again turned back into a church. As soon as you enter, and if you look up, you can see a huge, massive organ. The blue fresco on the ceiling, with its pleasant greenish yellow touch, illuminates the interior and is beautiful to behold. The part I loved most was the stained glass windows. It felt as if the light were dancing across the hall. As you can see on the wall, there is a cross, the symbol of Christianity, and inscriptions of Allah and Muhammad that is still preserved today as a symbol of Islam. The mosque or the church, as known today, has a synthesis of Christian and Islam architecture, imposed on top of each other but still holding distinct pattern of their culture. As we roamed about, we were surprised to see these love locks like everywhere. Some spots looked cute, but others were a little over the top and felt weird. You will mostly see them along Hannes Pannonia Street, which connects the cathedral area and the main square. Instead of buying single tickets, you can actually get a combination ticket that can cover 1, 2, or even 4 attractions. And the price ranges from around 3200 to 7700 forint depending on how many landmarks you want to cover. This is the Cathedral of St. Peter and Paul. The original goes back to the 11th century, but the version we see today was rebuilt in the 19th century. These are 12 apostle statues that are placed under the arcade arches of the cathedral's courtyard. This was originally intended for the Pech Cathedral, but as they started decaying, it was placed here for free viewing by the public. It is said that the statues were completed in 1855 after 9 years of work, and their height is approximately 4 meters. Moving ahead, we explored the Babrikan Tower and the old city walls. Not much is left standing, but I'm always fascinated by ruins like this, as I can't help but imagine how people lived here, what daily life must have looked like centuries ago. So, right here is the first university of Hungary, the medieval University of Pécs, founded way back in 1367. Personally, I was most drawn to the Romanesque ruins as I felt like I was stepping straight into the Middle Ages. We then started walking towards the main walking street called Kirale Utsa, which has lots of cafes and restaurants. We crossed this statue and had our lunch at this restaurant called Nana. The food was amazing and quite affordable along with that of the drinks. As you go down the Kirale Utsa, you come across the National Theatre of Pécs. The theatre is designed in neo-Baroque architecture. The building still carries its old European charm. A little history fact about Pécs. Pécs was actually founded by Romans in 2nd century AD. By 4th century, it became a very important Christian center in the Roman province of Pannonia. Even today, you might find Roman burial sites, tombs, chapels, and mosaics. My one-day trip from Budapest to Pécs was purely magical. It's crazy to think about the town's history. Mix of Roman, Turkish, and Hungarian classical architecture. If you like this video and want to know more about such beautiful places in the Hungary countryside, don't forget to like and comment.